All right, day one, we went ahead, did a few grinders, did about 4 of them. Fortunately, lost them all, but you know, today's a new day. We'll go ahead and try. You know, we did open up one of the best cards yet. You know, Foil Comet Storm. You know, the best card I think in Modern. Today we're gonna go ahead and try to do some more grinders. We're going. Alright, today's day 2 of GP Vegas. We're going to go ahead, try to do some more grinders, hopefully get some buys. You know, we opened up one of the best cards yet, though, in Modern Masters. I mean, Foil Comet Storm, so that's something at least. You know, day 1 wasn't the best. You know, unfortunately, we went ahead and played a few grinders. I played 4. Lost them, but you know, we had one guy with us who was trying to play, what was it, Splinter Twin is what you tried to start with, but yeah, this is this random guy behind me, Kevin. You know, we're gonna go ahead, you know, look at a few more shops. Hopefully I do behind you. Oh my gosh, I'm wearing that shirt.
Hi there, it's Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com. So we tried to do a parody video. This is Zach again. I'll actually introduce him this time. A parody video of me creeping out behind the camera like Zach, but I don't make nearly as good of a creep as Zach does. So anywho, this is day 2, and like Zach said earlier, we had done some grinders. The variance of Magic really showed itself, or just the frustration of the variance of Magic showed itself with the metagame. Yesterday, with my grinders, I queued up with Soul Sisters grinder number 1 and got matched up versus Fish, which is probably the absolute worst matchup you can be matched up against. Ended up beating Fish, which was a miracle, and losing to Affinity, which is one of those matchups that is usually very, very easy. Then, so next time I'm like, okay, screw this, I'm not going to get up. And then I was kind of creeping around the tables looking at what other people were playing, and literally there was like 4 Fish decks and a lot of Tron decks. So I'm like, okay, if people are going to play these type of decks, I'll play Scred Red. So the next one I queued up, I played Scred Red, and I went up against a Splinter Twin with an incredible sideboard against non-creature spells. Like, I think he had 3 dispels and 3 more negates in the sideboard he brought in. It's just one of those things like, damn it, I should have stuck with Soul Sisters and had a good matchup versus Splinter Twin. So that's Magic sometimes. Sometimes Modern is just about making the right call with what deck you play. I really wanted to play Tooth and Nail. Tooth and Nail is kind of really, really bad against all those matchups that I've mentioned so far. So, anywho, anything you want to talk about, Zach?
I was just gonna say, Standard right now has gotten insane with the amount of variance, and that every single deck has a chance to win. You know, you got aggro. There's so much aggro that was floating around out there, and a lot of, I mean, even a Jeskai deck beat my Abzan aggro with the amount of control that she splashed in. You know, the 4/1 Haster. Or the 4/2 Haster, what's his name that you always play?
I play a 4/2 Haster.
That gives everybody counters.
Oh, yeah. Shaman of the Great Hunt?
Yeah, she had that splashed in there, and it just wrecked my day. I was playing Abzan aggro, but, you know, it's one thing as well. Hopefully we'll have a new set that will make it even more variant. That would be a good thing as well, too. What are we going to play today? Are you going to play some more Modern?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about actually just going around, and grinders are. To me, grinders are a waste of money unless you want the buys. It took a while to queue up. That first one, it took 4 or 5 hours just to do 2 rounds. I think is what it ended. I think we started at 1:30. I didn't get done with it till like 6:30.
I think I did 2 grinders by the time you had.
Yeah, because you did 4 yesterday. That was insane. But anyhow, I might do some more. I want to do like the problem I'm having with the day before GPs is the single elimination nonsense. I absolutely hate single elimination, especially in a high variance game like Magic the Gathering. There have been both my Pro Tour qualifier top 8s that I played in. I lost round 1. So if like the Soul Sisters that I won the PTQ with, I lost round 1 versus Infect and then won out the rest of the time. So if it would have been single elimination, I would have never had that opportunity. The one in Vegas, the Pro Tour qualifier in Vegas last year when I was playing the Jund Dredge deck, I lost first round to green red aggro, and then won out until the top 8. So single elimination just seems for $25 to queue up and then have just one bad matchup. Or like my poor fish opponent, he against me had 2 terrible draws. Like he crushed me game 2 when he actually had a decent draw. But game 1 he rolled to 5, and then game 3 he kept a vial and I think drew a bunch of spreading seas and vials and lands. And so he couldn't really even do anything with his first turn vial. It was almost like mulling to 5 anyways with the way he drew with fish. So I really feel bad for that guy. And then of course just my luck with the it leaves no room. But what I like about Soul Sisters, it's one of those decks that will get there eventually. You'll have your bad matchup, you'll chalk it up, but you'll still be able to make a top 8. I think at a single elimination type format, you need to play a deck like Burn or Infect that has higher variance, but also has the ability just to beat any deck and really capitalize on bad draws, and eventually you'll make it through. I think with a grinder, you might only have to win. Let's see, it starts with 32, 16, 4, 1, 4, 2, 1. Was it 5 rounds you have to win? And then you're good. Maybe it's 6 rounds for the finals you have to win. But anywho, we'll be just wandering around the venue. And again, it was really cool to meet the fans. Oh wow, I'm not as popular as Tolarian Community College, I'll say that. Man, I've never seen a person swarmed so much. I mean, I'm so happy for him, because one of the things I haven't liked about Magic the Gathering in the past is the way that we've kind of, in most gaming things, we put the quote-unquote pros on a pedestal, and like everything is just focused on the pro play, and people that are huge parts of the community kind of get ignored. And now Tolarian was just, I guess, we were playing a game and just a crowd gathered around us. There's like I had like 4 or 5 people that came up and had me sign stuff and shake my hand and whatnot. That guy, he couldn't have a moment's peace the entire night. Everyone was just stalking him. So congratulations to Tolarian Community College. He's really done so much for this community, and it's just awesome to see just a normal guy create a YouTube channel, create a very high quality channel, and actually get the praise and admiration he deserves. So that was pretty cool to see. Met up with Lufubu. I'll try to meet up with Lufubu again today, and I think he wants to play some modern matches. I don't know if we're going to tape him or not. Met up with the Gathering Magic team, went to dinner with them. That was pretty cool. Big shout out to them. Gathering Magic's awesome. They do so much for the Rogue Deck Builder channel. And I think that there's a few other people that are showing up today in the MTG community. I'll try to hook up with them and maybe do some collab videos. And yeah, so what else do you guys want to know in the comments section below? If you want me to check out some stuff. Oh, let me talk about just one good thing about GP. I've noticed about this GP, the spread is very, very low on cards. So be very careful, because Zach screwed up and I really let him have it. You guys have to know my friendship with Zach. Zach is my, what do I call you? My punching bag. I'd love to insult Zach, like every bit of nastiness in me. That sounds really bad, especially since you're wearing that shirt. But every bit of, like, I never let up on Zach. So when he makes a misplay at our local game store, or if he does something stupid, I'm relentless against him. So don't think I am pretty much a jerk to him, but that's just the dynamic we have. So when he went and sold, we were looking around and this is I guess a huge tip for selling for vendors at GP. They kind of do, I don't want to call it bait and switch, that's not the right tactic, but it's kind of like the store's sales, we'll say that, for example, where people have like a sale in their front window, a store for a particular item, but then have everything else overpriced in the store. So what happened to Zach is he had some cryptic commands, and so I'm like, you need to get out of those right now. At 25, what are they selling for on eBay?
24 on eBay?
Like 26, 25. Yeah. And then so we're like, okay, if we can, and then after this tournament, there's gonna be 50,000 tomorrow open packs alone of Modern Masters. There's gonna be a flood of cryptic commands to enter the marketplace. So I'm like, I think the cryptic command will go back down to like 15, 16-ish. Like every rare in this set, I think is gonna have a hard time holding a price over $20. So mythics are the only thing I think are gonna hold over 20. And so I told him to get out of his cryptics. So we went around to all the vendors, and this one's insane. There's like 20 vendors. It's the largest. It almost looks like a convention instead of a Grand Prix. Even the booths are, most Grand Prix are set up as a square, and there's vendors across the square. This one is actually set up like a convention. There's actually a spot with all the vendors, and so you can actually walk around, zigzag around the vendors. And so I was picking up buy lists, and we found the one with the best cryptic command, and they're buying it for 24, which is obscene. But Zach did the total noob thing to do, is he had a pile of cards he wanted to sell with cryptics and said, I want to sell these, type thing. And the guy's like, 24? Yeah, 24. And then he goes to the other one. It's like, he gets down to $5 cards. He's like, 25 cents? And it's like, sure. So completely screwing over Zach by offering cards like Sheevan Reef for 25 cents or stuff like that.
Well, he gave me $3 for them.
For a play set.
No, there was 2.
He did not give me $3 a piece for them.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. I was sitting right. He's lying. He has seller's remorse right now, or whatever the thing is trying to. Remorse? No, you've basically justifying, rationalizing your bad decision. But anyway, so just be careful not to get caught up in that. Know your prices before. Like what I did in the stuff that I was selling is I actually made Zach do it. Write down all the prices that they're going for on like TCG low. So this is the good thing about vendors. You can actually sell right now, and for a little bit cash in hand. You don't have to wait for PayPal to transfer the money or whatever service you're using to transfer money. You can have cash in hand, and really not too bad of a spread from what if you were going to sell on eBay or TCG low after the cut. So for example, I ditched some Thoughtseizes, right? I did some Thoughtseizes that I had, and you can sell on TCG mid right now for around we'll have to check
18, 19.
18, yeah, and I got like $18 a piece, all these Thoughtseizes from this vendor. And it was kind of, it's like, at first I was like, I have a crap ton of ink. You guys know how many Inkmoth Nexus I have. So I was going around to all the vendors saying, hey, I got some Inkmoth Nexus, how much you giving? He's like, $4. $4 for Inkmoth, yeah, whatever. So I'm like, well, what about Thoughtseizes? And he's like, 18, like, all right. And the coolest thing about these Thoughtseizes, some of them were they weren't near mint. They were played. They weren't like heavy played or even moderately played, but they were at least lightly played, which on eBay and TCG, that's going to knock off another 5%. So if you do have cards at GP, it will take some effort. Just don't sit down to the first vendor. They usually have papers sitting. Pick up their buy list and then just really make sure you're not getting into that whole we're giving a high amount for this card but a low amount for everything else. Don't be afraid to go to like 4 or 5 vendors and then really know your prices, and I think it's worth the time. I mean, you've spent time collecting these cards, you've spent time trading for these cards, and so just don't get ripped off with that, and try to find the best vendor for those specific cards and then just move on to the next. There's certain ones that buy those $2 rares for pretty good price. In the past I've been able to I told you about the time that I funded an entire GP off Flint Hoof Boars, and Flint Hoof Boars were going for like $1.50 at the time, and one of the vendors was buying them for $1, and so that was a great spread on like an uncommon. So I think if I would have taken Flint Hoof Boars to another vendor, they would have given me 25 cents a piece. And so I have heard a story about people actually going to different vendors and buying cards from them and then selling them to another vendor for profit, but that's really, really hard to do. You really have to know what to do, and you don't have a lot of room for error. But what I just hope you guys do is just not get screwed out of your hard-earned collection for just fast cash. You should go around, especially a venue like this where there's 20 different vendors. There's going to be a huge price difference. I think one of the vendors that we talked to was only buying Thoughtseizes for $11. And one of them, what was the obscene one that I was like, Abrupt Decay, and he's like $4. I'm like, good job. But anywho, well, there's one other thing I want to talk about. Oh, another tactic you can use is, take Zach for example, Cryptic Command. We found that vendor buying for $24 for Cryptic Command. One thing you can do is you can go to the tables and specifically trade for, like, I think Snapcaster had an amazing spread too. I think there was vendors that are buying Snapcasters. 45. Yeah, 45, 46, 47, 48. And if you can trade a lot of stuff for Snapcasters and then just go vendor the Snapcasters, that's another way you can make some pretty good money. Is then you can trade all those cards that those Sheevan Reefs that they're giving such a terrible, 20% of the value of the card. You can go trade all of those for something they are giving 80, 85% of the value, and get some cash. So I mean, yeah, that's, I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about? That's pretty much covered Grand Prix.
Guys there.
Yeah. Check out Zach's channel, MTGAlterBoy does altars. If you guys have any requests for altars, he does take What's the word?
Emails on my page.
What's commission? Requests?
Yeah.
No, where you pay someone to do. I don't even know.
Yeah, commission.
Yeah, sorry. We've been never walked this strip on day one. It'll ruin the rest of your weekend. We're very tired. Anywho, yeah. So if you have any requests for him to alter, we're gonna try to do some more like time lapse videos and stuff. I will get back to the Rogue deck of the Rogue Master Brewer. If you have submitted for the Rogue Master Brewer, I do have your submissions. It was suggested by a person last time that we don't post them because he felt like he posted his list early for the Animar, and then people just kind of copied off his list, so he was kind of upset about that and suggested that we don't post all the lists until the competition is complete. I'm going to try it for this one. The only problem with that is that I think that posting lists as they come in helps generate more traffic to the website, or just more excitement, and we get more entries in total. So it's a fine line. We're going to try it this time for just posting all the entries at once, and that will happen when I get back from GP Vegas, and then we'll choose another card. If you have any suggestions for that card, please let me in the comment section below. Once again, check out MTGAlterBoy. I'll put a link in the description. Go subscribe to him. And yeah, hope to see you at GP Vegas, or hope to see your comments here on the channel. This has been Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thanks for watching.